gal named Sally Gooden, and I asked her to marry me, then she said you wouldn't.
Hello from the Ozark Mountains. This is the Ascend, or Bass Pro Shops, Ascend FS12T Sit on Top Kayak. This is more or less the stock version, 2012 version that is. And I wanted to show a little bit about what it is, discuss a few things about it, and this being the first of a few different videos of this, show what modifications I have made. As kayakers, we tend to really love to mod or outfit, rig our kayaks to suit our purposes. And I guess I'm not all that different, although I may do things a little bit differently. Trying to give a view here of the shape and size of this and a few of the features. So I think I will go ahead and get ready to go. Let's talk about the kayak. I guess we'll go ahead and start at the front, or the bow. You'll see a couple of the things that I've added to this, and I'll discuss those. First of all is this line. This does not come with it, nor do the loops here. I've added this as well, and I'll discuss this a little bit more later. Bow line up here, and coming just knotted up in the center. What that's going to do later on is allow me to tie things to the front of this once I start doing longer kayaks, where I have a D-ring that just holds these two together. I can slip whatever I want underneath that. But more importantly, I think, is if I happen to fall off, or if I'm trying to rescue somebody, they have a little something to hold on to. Now, you can see here in the back that these do come standard. And what I've got here is I just have this one not hooked up yet. I pull it over, and you've got a nice little zigzag to put things in here and hold them together. Now, one thing that I have done differently, or I've added, is if you can see, I've added little tabs. None of these guy lines or these bungee cords come with a tab on them. For back here, it's not such a big deal. You can just take your finger, loop it over, and you're on that hook. To take it off, you just wrap your finger around it and pull it off. Not such a big deal back here, but let's go forward up to these side ones. Now, these also come standard with the Ascend FS12T, but you'll also notice I've added this tab here as well. Now, the reason I did that is to get this unhooked from this hook. You had to reach underneath here, pull it over, and I was always hurting my finger getting it off that. Well, if you'll simply add, it could just be as simple as a piece of tape, piece of cord, or as I've done here, I got at Walmart, a little piece of tab for zippers. And I believe you can get these in packages of probably 5 or so in the camping section. Now it's just a simple matter of that tab being down here. Grab that tab, pull down, you're set. Also, grab the tab, pull down, and it's latched. I've done that to all of these. Add these little tabs. Very simple, cheap thing you can do. It adds so much better function that really I think that should be standard on every kayak where they're going into these hooks. Okay, we'll still stay here in the back. These are the scuppers. These are smaller than a lot of kayaks. I really can't say if that's good or bad. Some people love to say that it's good. Some people love to say that it's bad. And these are just rubber. Small. 2 in the back. 1 here. And 2 in the footwell area. Here and here. No, they won't drain a ton of water that comes over the side. If you get swamped in an ocean, I suppose you might have a problem getting enough water out of there soon enough with only those 4 and only being that size. But quite frankly, I don't do that. And this thing has enough buoyancy, quite a bit of buoyancy. I really don't think you're going to swamp it by even loading up all of this area here or this back area here with water. I don't think you're going to swamp that thing enough to matter one bit. Now, you might, if you have the hatch open and you get it full of water, it may go down a bit, but here's the hatch. You'll notice I have a few things in here already. The hatch is attached with a bungee. That comes standard. It's a fairly large hatch. The open area is all the way up into here, almost all the way down, and then it extends to about here. There's foam from here to about here that the factory has put in. I guess to add buoyancy somewhat, but I believe it's far more effective as a place to stiffen this up or to give this a little bit more strength, sitting down, having gear stowed there. But you can certainly put a lot of gear up through here, and in fact, on mine, I don't know if this is the way with all of them, with mine, I can shove things up underneath here, as well as through here. In fact, right now I have 2 large pool noodles, and I'll pull those out later in a different video. Pool noodles that extend all the way back here. All the way back here. The reason for that is give it a little bit more buoyancy. I'm a big fellow, so I take a lot of buoyancy to keep me afloat. But it also allows those to be used in case of emergencies, if I need to throw it out as a flotation device or just whatever use. I had them, I threw them in there. Oh, well, I've also used them as car toppers. Put them on top of the car or truck or whatever it is, and throw the kayak on top of that, and you're set. You can take them with you, they're out of the way. But anyway, the hatch, very good. Lots of space inside of here. I'm able to put in a fairly large dry bag, tent, chair, fishing rods, all sorts of things. I've never had a problem with space. If I ever do run out of space, quite frankly, I'll open up this, and this entire area underneath is open as well. So if I need space, I can always get more within the hull. The hatch cover is plastic, vinyl, whatever it is, plastic, rubber. Fits over very well. I've splashed quite a bit. I've rolled this thing over. I've never had a problem with that thing coming off. Never had a problem with water getting in. It's not a Tupperware seal type of seal, but it does a pretty darn good job, I think. So let's see. Of course, this is one of the Scotty rod holders. I have it taken off, and you can see this in the catalog or online. I've taken it off because it's basically useless for me. Sitting way back here, having to reach all the way up there for your rod just doesn't work. So I've made something else that I'll show later. Generous amount of space here for whatever you want to put. Also a little area here. And of course we have the cup holder right dead center between your legs. That is one pet peeve that I have, of very few, for this type of kayak. It is in exactly the wrong place. Getting in or out of the kayak, you have to remove your water bottle and put it somewhere else to just get into the thing. If you're wanting to sit side saddle, sitting along the side here, hanging your feet over, it's exactly where you're going to sit. So it's a pretty worthless place for a water bottle. I've come up with other alternatives, and I do not use the water bottle there anymore. Actually, I am in the process of trying to find out if I can find some kind of plastic storage container that fits this size, that will sit in here and be a little under or flush with the top of this, so that I can use it for, you know, bait or lures or heck, just about anything. Right now, it just holds water when it gets in there. And if I need to, I just take a rag and dump it out. The other reason why I don't like this here is if you have a water bottle and you're actually a fisherman, which, if you get this kayak, that's pretty much the purpose, is that if you're handling the fish, it's directly over your water bottle. Now, who wants a bunch of fish slime all over their water bottle? Well, right beside this is a little hatch. This is new in 2012. A little dry storage hatch. Now, these things are not waterproof. I've never had water get into it, but it really is not designed to be completely waterproof. But it does a good job. It will hold things. I will put my phone in here or other electronics, but I, of course, will put those into a plastic bag, a Ziploc bag. I don't trust this to keep my sensitive electronics dry. Occasionally I'll put food inside of here. It's not very large. It's just straight down, maybe about 6 inches or so. And quite often I put that on, and your thigh usually rests on here as you're sitting. And frankly, for the most part, I ignore it and forget about it. I forget that it's even there. So it's a nice thing to have, but not that big of a deal for me so far. That brings us to the seat. And this was a big change for 2012 version. Fully adjustable seat. Straps running to the back. Straps running along the side. Of course, both sides. This sucker is comfortable. This thing is so comfortable. So, that's about it for this video. And I will make some more and show some of the modifications I've made. Till next time, here from the Ozarks.